Hey stories, it's Isha and welcome to this channel. I hope you all are doing great. Let me know in the comment section below how you all are doing because I simply love to know what you all. Now, if you're here in this video, an idea about journalism and mass communication must have struck in your mind. Then, well, yes, this is the right place for you because this video is going to cover every aspect of journalism and mass communication in great detail, right from its courses to its career. Now, before going forward, let's just take a quick glance at what we are going to cover in this video. We are going to talk about what is mass communication, how is journalism different from mass communication, why should you go for JNMC, how to decide if this is the right choice for you, different courses, eligibility, top colleges for mass communication and journalism in India and abroad, entrance examination syllabus, strategy to crack entrance, what happens in interviews and GDs, what do you study in this course, placements, career options, my opinion, and frequently asked questions. Now this video might turn out to be a little longer than my usual videos because this video is going to cover pretty much, but it is going to be a one-stop guide for all of you who is thinking to get information about journalism and mass communication right from the beginning to its very end. So make sure that you stick to this video till the very end, and now without any further ado, let's just begin. Mass communication in simple terms means communicating with the mass. Now what is mass? Mass is a group of people, large, scattered, which means they are not bound to a specific geographical area, anonymous, which means they don't have an identity, heterogeneous, which means they don't belong to a fixed race, religion, class, sex, etc. This is the very first thing they will teach you once you enter a mass communication school. So news, articles in magazines, films, ads, radio shows, concerts, web shows, live streams, blog posts or YouTube videos, or even your Instagram or Facebook posts are all a means of mass communication. Mass communication and journalism are related to each other, closely enough, but they are not the same. Mass communication is a broader aspect while journalism comes under the umbrella of it. It's a part of mass communication. Journalism basically revolves around news. So print, that is newspaper and magazines, electronic media, that is TV and radio, and online media comprises of journalism. On the other hand, mass communication includes other fields as well, like ads, films, events, and PR. If you like to share your opinion for information and awareness, you can go for journalism. If you always stand for what is right and question the wrong, you should go for journalism. If you love talking and dream to be the voice of your city, you can go for journalism. If you have a love for speaking to an audience or to the camera, you can do it. If you have a spark to strive for a change, you can consider this. If you find yourself expressing anything well, either in written format or verbally or both, this can be a thing for you. If you love taking pictures and like to communicate with videos or photos, this can be a good option for you. If you enjoy filmmaking or scripting or direction, graphics, voiceovers, or anything related to making a film, you can go for mass communication. If you like meeting new people or like networking, you can try your hands in event management. If you have this potential to influence anyone with your opinion or your thought process, public relations can be something for you. Now that you have considered this course, there is a possibility that you might have like other options in your mind as well. The only suggestion that I'll give you here is go into great detail of every possible options that you're considering. Look into the courses, the things that you learn, the skills that you get, the options, the job options available, the work that you'll do there, the position that you will be in after like certain years. And after analyzing every of these simple aspects, try to jump onto one conclusion where you find yourself being more happy and like more satisfied. This is the key. Although I've already given some tips and tricks if you're stuck here in this step, there are two videos. One is called how to choose a career and one is called what to do if you're stuck between two courses. Make sure you check those videos out if you're really stuck in this step, but I've already mentioned the simple key to get out of here. So all over India, mass communication and journalism courses are known by like different names, but don't get worried here. The course structure is more or less similar. So you will find like minor differences. The skills that you will learn is more or less same everywhere. So you will get to know the same course by different names in all over the country. So some popular names are BJMC, that is Bachelors in Journalism and Mass Communication. Some call it BMM, that is Bachelors in Mass Media. Somewhere it is BMC, that is Bachelors in Mass Communication. So it differs a little bit. There is also a course Bachelor in Journalism Honors, BJ Honors, what we call. So but the skills, the basic skills that you learn is the same. Also, I would suggest you to go through the course structure of the college that you're considering and make sure that you dig in, make sure that you see what you are actually taught in that particular college and that particular course, and based on this you will be in like much better state to make a decision which college is best for you and which course is best for you. And same goes with PG or like diploma courses. The masters is a specialization, so you will obviously get courses like MJMC, that is Bachelors in Journalism and Mass Communication, and MMC, that is Masters in Mass Communication, but you will get many specializations here as well. So you will get specializations like advertising and PR, and you will get specializations like English journalism, Hindi journalism, audio visual, sports journalism, and many more. So make sure that you dig in, research a lot about every possible specialization that you can possibly get in masters, and based on that you take the best decision for yourself. You should have a minimum percentage of 55 or 60 or somewhere around this only in most colleges in India for UG courses, and you don't have like any stream constraint. So you can be from any stream, from arts, commerce, maths, bio, from anywhere you can enroll in this course. Although some colleges may have like minimum age criteria like 16 or 17 years, it depends from college to college. So these are the like general eligibility in mass communication courses. Also, some colleges take admissions on the basis of 12th board percentage. So colleges in Delhi University are very famous for taking admissions on the basis of 12th marks. So if you are considering to take journalism, because in Delhi University mostly courses are bachelors in journalism, so if you are considering journalism specifically, and if you are like beforehand and you are in 12th, I suggest you to focus on your 12th boards only and try to score 95% or more, and you will be good to go in any of the like good journalism college in Delhi University. Because like the top colleges there, like Lady Shri Ram College, they have a cutoff of 98% or more for these courses. So make sure that you work very hard to get there. For post-graduation courses, you should have a graduation degree in your hand, and there is no stream constraint. So you can be from any stream in the world like medical or engineering, and you are most welcome here for masters. And there can be a maximum age limit in some of the colleges, say like 26 or 27 years. I would suggest you to check the eligibility criteria for your college, like for the college you are considering. And also there is an entrance and an interview round in most of the colleges for masters, and some of them conduct GDs as well. colleges here in the screen and also in the description box, so make sure that you check my description box also to get a list of colleges for journalism and mass communication in India and abroad. Although there is no fixed syllabus as in what can be asked and what cannot be asked, but there is a pattern that is observed. So let's dig in there. Mostly the paper is of 1 or 2 hours and it can vary from college to college. And the very first criteria is general knowledge. So you can expect questions from modern history, Indian polity, current affairs of course. Some of the entrance exams may include a couple of questions from geography and economy as well. Not definitely, but there is a small possibility. Second criteria is media aptitude. So basic questions related to media. Simple terminologies like what is yellow journalism, who is a ghostwriter, what is the name of the first newspaper in India, and things like this. So keep an eye on stuffs like this, and also keep an eye on media personalities and the awards they have received lately, especially of this year and previous year. So many entrance exams may also include English language and comprehension. It's not necessary, but some of them has. So questions related to like errors, antonyms, synonyms, comprehensions, rearrangement, jumble words, these can be expected. And lastly, there is an aptitude test in some of the entrance exams, again not all. So questions related to blood relations, Venn diagrams, assertion and reason, number series are a few types of questions that can be asked. Now at PG level, because it is a specialization, things differ a little bit. First of all, you get subjective questions and you are given a time span of 2 hours to answer them, and you are expected to write long informative answers. So if you are going for advertising and PR, you can expect questions related to brand awareness, different campaigns, social campaigns that different brands have conducted lately, some general questions, some general statements, and you would be expected to give your views on that, like how fairness creams has always portrayed fair skin complexion as beautiful. So you can be expected to write on this, and simple questions like this can be expected, and you are given a time span of 2 hours. And similarly for English or Hindi journalism, you can expect questions related to current affairs, subjects of national interest, biographies, or some tips or your comments on your favorite media personality, and questions like this can be expected here. And similarly, as for your specialization, you can expect questions related to that. Read newspapers and magazines every day. Make notes on topics, preferably on Word document. Recommended names are The Hindu and The Indian Express, best for examination point of view. Follow up on the important news, events, movies, development issues that came that year or the previous year. Update yourself on the news. Solve previous year's papers and also sample papers. Talk to your seniors to get some idea and advice. Make a habit of writing big articles for like 500 to 1000 words on the news which are being followed up regularly. Solve a little on comprehension and aptitude if in any case your college entrance include these questions. Time management is a big thing here, especially for PG entrance exam, because you are given to write a lot in a less span of time. So make sure you practice a lot of sample questions and try to answer them within the time frame you're given. Do not leave behind international events, for example G5 Summit. So these are also important. So for UG courses, they ask you very basic and general questions like tell me about yourself, why did you choose this course, where do you see yourself after 5 years. These are very general and basic questions, and you can expect that they can ask you this. And although there is a less possibility, but they can ask you some technical questions as well, like they may ask you who is your like favorite anchor, news anchor. If you say that you want to be an RJ, so they can ask you who is your favorite RJ of the city, where do you dream yourself to see, in which in which company and something like this they can ask you. And also they can ask you like first newspaper of India and things like this, basic questions. So basic general awareness of the subject that you are going for can help you crack the entrance for sure. And for PG courses, again, they ask you very basic questions like, "Oh, tell me about yourself, where do you see yourself after 5 years?" Also, if you have a beforehand experience in media field, they can ask you questions related to this. There is a little possibility. And also there is a possibility if you are like choosing advertisement and PR, they can ask you questions related to like brand awareness, social campaigns of these brands and things like this. So once you like prepare for your entrance, similarly your interviews can be cracked in a like simple smart way. In GDs, what they ask you is they give you a simple statement. Go back to the same statement that fairness queens portray fair skin complexion as beautiful, and they may also link it to Black Lives Matter. So very general what happens in reality, what is in news, things like this can be expected to be asked. And you, one thing to remember here is you are in a GD and not in a debate. So be a conversation starter if you possibly can. It really helps. It makes an impression there. And do not try to oppose anyone there. Try to give your statement. Don't try to oppose, but try to discuss. That is group discussion and not a debate. That is what I'm like, what I want to make it clear here. What do you study in this course? In mass communication, of course, you learn every aspect responsible for communicating with the mass. So you can expect a paper of print in your first year merely, 1 year of advertisement, 1 year of radio, public relations. A special focus is given on TV journalism. That is what I've observed in my course. And you can expect extra papers like film practices, photography, social media, event management, research in media, very important, media ethics and global media scenario, etc. Like you can have more subjects. So every campus in the country must be inviting some of the other companies in the campus for placements, for campus placements. So if you are really good at what you do, the companies would be more than happy to hire you. So the average package that you can expect here, which is called like average in the country, is 3 to 5 lakhs per annum, and it can go up to 13 lakhs in some cases after doing a PG course. The fact which has been said here again and again by my mentors and seniors, that masters give you a better work opportunities as compared to just a graduation degree. So for the same position, if you have a master's degree, you will get a better pay package. And also what they say repeatedly is your money should not be your motivation, at least in the initial years. For 1.5 or 2 years, your prime focus should be on learning and grabbing skills. So whenever you go and work in the actual area, say you work for a news presenter even in a local news channel, you learn a lot. You get exposure, you get shows, and you learn a lot, and these skills can be used later on for a better opportunity. So this is what they suggest. At least for the first 6 months, first 1 year should be completely devoted to learning solely. So you can get a job in newspaper, magazine, advertisement, public relations, TV journalism, radio, events, films, new media. Being a media student myself, and also because I've uploaded a couple of videos before and I get a lot of queries from students, I suggest them, if you have like other course in your mind and you have mass communication in your mind in one hand, you can go ahead and explore the other course for your graduation, because the skills that you learn in mass communication, that is anchoring or camera handling or writing or news reading, these are some skills that you can take a grip of even at your home, even with your own practice. And for masters, the option is open for you, so you can go ahead and explore it there and earn a specialization. This is what I suggest. But if you are truly into it, if you truly love what you do here, like speaking, reading, writing, expressing your opinion, camera handling, if these are some things for you, you're totally welcome here. And what I suggest to them, whoever comes to me and say, hey, I'm very interested, if like, is there any suggestion for me, I suggest them whatever you love, because you're not confined to a fixed thing. Like, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि यहाँ आ गया तो टीवी जर्नलिज्म ही पढ़ना होगा. So if you're not interested in TV, you can try your hands in radio. If you're not interested in radio, you can try your hand in newspaper. If you're not interested in any of these three, you can go ahead and try your hands in advertisement, in PR, in events, films, and these are super creative fields as well. In themselves, they are very creative, so they are like big worlds in themselves, and you can go ahead and explore anything here and master it. So what I suggest them, take one particular thing that you want to master and try practicing it, and try uploading your work on social media, be it on Instagram or on YouTube or somewhere on Facebook page, be it anywhere, and try to make the best use of that, not to gain subscribers or followers, but to keep up with your practice. So what happens that when you start uploading regular content on any of the social media pages, you get this motivation, and also the appreciation that you get from other people adds up to that, and then you are up with your practice. And what happens after 3 years, because of so much of practice that you have put in from the beginning of the first year, when the companies come for placements, you will stand out than hundreds of other students who are just with you and who have exposure of only the classroom practices, and you are ahead of them. So make sure that you leverage that, make sure you explore the best of your skills, because the course here, the syllabus here is not tough. You only need to study before your examination, trust me on that. So what do you do whole year? Explore, do as much of practical work as you can, and yes, you would be good. Is there a language barrier? Are we supposed to pick one language like Hindi or English? Okay, so most of the colleges in India will expect you to write your answers in English and would expect you to know English, but the professors here encourage you to be multilingual. They encourage you to know your local language very well and conversate fluently in that also. So in my college, although we are expected to speak in English and we are made to practice news in English, we are also encouraged to do that in Hindi as well, because this is also a language, and we have more Hindi channels than English channels, more Hindi newspapers than English newspapers, and same goes with like other local languages. There are a lot of local newspapers, local news channels that do very well, and they have like good audience. So the professors here suggest you and always encourage you, if you have a grip of multiple language, but English is like basic, but it is not like you should know it definitely. And I myself suggest to my like classmates or my friends that if you are good in Hindi, try to explore that, be like excellent in that, because you'll get an opportunity there. So it's not necessarily that you need to be good at one thing or something. They make you practice everything. I don't know how to convince my parents. Whenever I talk about journalism, my father tells me it's not a promising career, it's not a good option for girls and you cannot manage your family with such a profession, and moreover it's a very challenging profession. What do you think? Please help me out. Okay, so I guess your father's concern is coming from a right place, because a parent expects his child to be safe, secure, sound, stable and everything. So his concern is coming from a right place. Now talking about, yes, this is a challenging profession, because you will be expected to work in most like the oddest situation that you can think of, and you can get a situation like that. You cannot expect that what your next day is going to be like. You can get some emergency emergency situation to report, and you will be expected to go there maybe at all hours at night, and or in the early morning, or like, and at all situations you will be expected to, if there is a terrorist attack say, and you will be expected to go and report there. So in our college we have guest lectures and we have industry specialists coming and addressing us. So this one time he narrated us his own experience of covering a flood. So he said, like, on a single tree there was a snake, a hen, people, children, and a reporter himself on single tree, because there was water everywhere and he was expected to do his reporting there. So they sometimes they even risk their life for their work that they do, because that's their earning, and like that's what they are supposed to do. So yeah, it's challenging and it's not everybody's cup of tea. Like reporting is like seriously not everybody's cup of tea. And similarly the same goes with news reporting, because you don't get holidays as much. You are expected to work even at the time of elections say, but most of the professions, they have a chutti at that day, but you cannot expect for a holiday during that time. During the time of festivals you are expected to go to the office and work. So things like this happen, yes. So it is challenging and you cannot manage your family. So it comes to priorities and it differs from person to person. Are you a kind of person who is ready for a life like this, who is ready for these challenges, who is ready to take in whatever comes? So if you are someone like this strong, and like if you are if you are this kind of person, yes, this is a profession for you. And it's nothing to do with you being a girl or a boy, because yes, we do have girls in this field, we do have female news presenters, we do have female news reporters. So yes, it's not like that it's tough for good, it's not a good option for girls, although this has been said a lot many times in India especially. So but yeah, you don't need to worry, we have like a bunch of girls here. In fact, in my class we have like more girls than boys. So yeah, it's your gender has no role to play here. But yeah, it's about your priorities, your mindset. If you are like really into it, if you're really passionate about what you would be expected to do, if you're ready to take in challenges and lead a life like this, it can be a very good option for you. I don't speak fluently and naturally in front of public. Also, I struggle in communicating in English. Is this course for me? Okay, so again, if you are truly into this, or if you truly like the work, like the job that you would be expected to do after a graduation or a post graduation in this degree, not being able to speak fluently in front of a public, or not being able to communicate at your best in English should not be a barrier for you. You should take it as a challenge, and within a matter of like 1 to 2 years you should challenge yourself that you will be confident, you will be fluent, and you will be able to address a public with full confidence. And in graduation degree or even in post graduation, you are made to practice, you are made to speak in front of a public repeatedly, so that stage fear, that camera fear wins gradually. And yeah, it is difficult at the beginning. Even when I started my channel, I started communicating to a camera, it was very difficult for me. I could not say a single sentence, even though I wanted to speak a lot. I truly felt for it, but it didn't come naturally. So it happens, it takes some of your effort, some of your time. But yeah, if you truly feel for this course, I don't know how many times I'm repeating this should not be a language, should not be a barrier for you. Not being able to address the public should not be a barrier for you, because you are going to learn anyway. Okay, so this was all that was to be covered in this video. I hope this video gave you a lot more clarity in your mind, and a lot more it helps you in making the decision if this is right for you or not. And comment below, leave your questions below, whatever queries you have. I reply to every comment. And also don't hesitate to reach me out on Instagram, because I help people better there, because it's easier to conversate there. So yeah, reach me out when if you are stuck somewhere, and I'll be more than happy to help you out. And yes, I'll see you in my next videos. I'm planning to do much more videos related to mass communication and studies, and something career related videos in future. So make sure that you stay tuned to this channel, subscribe, hit the bell button, share this video to everyone you think might find this video helpful. And yes, I'll see you next time. Till then, dream, design, and live your story. Bye bye.